Hello, hello. Welcome to my 83rd part of my stream, Romantic Developer Late Night Talk. Today is really late night talk, it's more than 1 a.m. Um, I moved my stream several times, but yeah, it looks like that it's the last day of my, it's not last day of my vacation, but it's the last day of me being away from my home equipment. So hopefully next time we will be in more usual atmosphere at my home with my computer so I could do also some coding exercise. But so far it's still day of my reflection, it's theme of my daily reflection and it will not take long. It will take about 15 minutes or less. And I'll talk about my impressions from this day, some of my thoughts, some of the replies to your questions, which we don't have any for the last few days. So it would be all mine reflections. Um, I decided to make that stream at area on the sixth floor. Uh, for some reason, I thought maybe it would be more silent because it's at 1 a.m. It's even more than 1 a.m. But looks like I came when they start to do some cleaning. And there are a lot of motion here, a lot of different voices, and so on, and a lot of activities going on. People came here and they enjoying and celebrating end of course. So yeah, maybe if you hear something, I hope you don't hear much from that micro set. But if you hear something, enjoy that interesting atmosphere on that ship as well. So about my daily reflection, I have a lot of thoughts today, and many of them are okay. Let's start with OpenAI news. I know I'm late for a few days, but I have noticed an announcement about Canvas, OpenAI Canvas. I haven't tried yet because it should be tried on the computer. I don't think it will work well in mobile setup. Um, but I've seen something like that, as I understand, in Microsoft Copilot, and I even use it to review on some streams. And I used Microsoft Copilot, and I opened Notebook, and I just insert some text like transcript and start asking the questions, and it provided answer based on what the content of Notebook is. Basically, it's nice, but I don't know why someone called it revolutionary because it's the same question. So you just put everything you have in your notebook or in Canvas as the context of the question, and maybe it will automatically add some instructions where to put the answer, like of what to do, especially with something like please give me a second. Okay, I'm just preparing if I decided it's too noisy, so I could go somewhere, at least to different room. Because yeah, quite a noisy. Okay, so back to Canvas. Um, and it could insert into some text, or it can get context as whole text and what you choose or what you selected as selection. say, can you do something right just about the selection and so on and so on. So again, Copilot from GitHub, when you have a program and when you try to put something inside this program, some line and want like to do some code style or whatever or refactoring, it will take the whole code as a context, not whole code, whole code file. So just one file, not the whole project. Mm. So again, nothing revolutionary. I'd say just slightly more comfortable when you work with some big text or something, and you just too lazy to insert that in text over and over again. But we did it for our exercise with transcription when we try to build perfect thought ideas and prompt and others. We always insert all the transcription and then yeah, all our queries. What could change that maybe they remove some limit with Canvas. I mean, limit to do for input tokens. Because normally it supports a lot of input tokens. Um, Many models, including 4A, support up to 128,000 of input tokens, which normally size of a big book. And when you try to insert something into the chat, they say, hey, you just hit some limit. So yeah, if they remove that in with Canvas, okay, it's cool, but why they couldn't remove the limit without Canvas? I don't know. So yeah, Canvas itself may be a good feature. I will look into it and see if it's more than I think. But I think it's just that. It's not something revolutionary. It's not artificial intelligence at all. It's just another small, maybe nice addition to our normal LLM classification model. What else? What else? About reflections. Yeah, I have some conversation with my kid, and he asked me about if we if are people really afraid to die, something like that. And I think, okay, yes, physically, like why people live just because they're afraid to die, something like that. And I said, okay, maybe on some physical level, of course, if you have healthy mental abilities, and we don't have any illness, and it's really hard for that fully healthy man to go and do something bad with yourself. Nice. I have another light just outside, so it's probably just showing the water for others. But it looks like it started shining me as well. An additional light source, which is good for videography, of course. So, of course, when you are like small kid and healthy adult or teenager, normally it would be very hard for you to do any harm to yourself or make your death. Of course, by accident it could happen, but if you understand clearly that the action could lead to your death, it would be some blocker, like physical, mental blocker to do that, unless it's not broken. I mean, unless the behavior is broken. So yeah, to some extent, we live because we are afraid to die, but basically we live because all we have something to do, some mission, some lessons to complete, some exercises to do, and it's about not our physical body. It's more about our let's call it soul, or it's also called, um, yeah, I forgot this word. So we have our mind, and then we have something above our mind, subconscious and upper conscious, something like that. Um, and scientists can learn only our mind, so some operations which go on the very low level. But they could be just an interface to much higher level, which much much more complex to understand and to get. And maybe it's not only live in our physical world, but in some other world. So the program lives somewhere else. Um, and there are multiple examples of it. Of course, it's very hard to prove something to people who don't believe it or who don't even accept possibility of it. It's like if you even Neil Armstrong, you couldn't prove that Earth is not flat to some person who believes that Earth is flat. So it's just not possible. You will speak on different categories, and some facts you could provide, other person will not hear or will not understand, especially if he doesn't want to try to understand. Of course, yeah, it will happen. So I believe every person here have some. I couldn't say mission, but let's call it maybe homework. So some homework to do. And if we have our mind, and let's call it level three, we have our mind, let's call it level two, which is higher. And because of it, of course, it's oh, level three is very hard to understand that level two even exists. Um, because let's say level two basically could be owner of that level three. It's like with computers. If you have personal computer and it exchange something with using some interface, let's say that interface will be the whole internet. A computer wouldn't understand all the complexity of the internet. He just know its interface. He sent something, he received something. That it. He don't know about how internet is functioning, which rules of that internet, and so on. The same with our mind. So, but I believe our upper mind want us to be successful and want us to move closer and closer to some absolute of love, absolute of acceptance, of wisdom, of everything. And depending on our current level, it could have some homework. We should do better in something, and should come to the next level, pass some lesson, understand something, and be ready for a new exercise. And with each new exercise, we can go slightly upper, and upper. And exercises could be as simple as just be a happy person. Probably it's an exercise for multiple levels, but be a happy person, create a successful family, raise a children, raise children, sorry, and depending on higher level, it would be like also understand how to you could, yeah, how you could take care of other people, of other persons, so be some leader for them. And on higher levels, how you could teach people, and so on and so on. So there are multiple levels, and we all doing some exercises here, which include probably not one task for life, but multiple tasks for life. So I think that it, and I'll try to explain all of that to the son. And it's not our first talk about that, but uh, yeah, he tend to simplify all the things. Like we live just because we're afraid to die, but it's not as easy. It's not as easy. If you look at the nature, it would be that all the in nature, like all the birds, fish, or others, they live because they have some task as well, but their tasks are pretty simple. They are mm, making kids, and they raise their kids and make the kids protect the kids while until they couldn't do it for himself itself. If we're talking about birth kids, it probably will be it. It's not so usual for me. Um, and so on and so on. But it's, let's say, for humans, it's very first level, and we have more complex tasks. So yeah, it's our task to understand what is our task. If we can't understand, at least let's live like birds. Just make a happy, good families, and be happy with that, and raise happy kids. And then once we understand what is our exceptional task for that life, yeah, we could start doing that. Okay, so maybe it's not the only reflections from today, but it was the most recent. And I think on that I'll conclude that stream, and we talk tomorrow in much more comfortable environment for me. And I will be with my computers, and we could finish my YouTube AI local uh, project and build some batch files or Python files. I think we should still build some batch files. Um, and once we do that, yeah, probably we could build batch files and Python files, and then switch to full scale C sharp code for that problem. Okay, as usual, I wish you a good time of the day, a good morning, evening, day, or night, and wish you to build cozy, accepted, full of acceptance, full of wisdom environment around yourself and in your heart, of course, and help your relative and give your loved ones your acceptance, your love, and because it's, of course, it would be very important in case of any task, other task you have in your life. Okay. Um, See you whenever you like, but I will be here on YouTube normally at 10 p.m. Pacific time every day for another at least 70 days, mm, around, yeah, 10 p.m. PST. Okay. See you and have a great time.